construction site. We cooling. I like the blunt. I'm cooling. We talking. We chopping it up about life. We dip. We about to leave now. Nobody's here, gang. Nobody is here. We leave as we're leaving. And mind you, the construction site looked pretty cool. It was a big ass hole. It looks like they're about to build a complex like a mall or some shit. We leaving. As we're leaving, I told you nobody was here. All of a sudden, in the distance, there's a car. Right? This is how matter of fact, this is exactly how the construction site looks, so I can break it down to y'all. You see how this sink looks? There's a big ass hole. This thing of weed is where we were at. This is where the car parked, and you see a big ass hole. We're like, oh shit, that's cool. Yeah, that's super cool. That's amazing. Oh my God. So we talking about it. Boom. We leave. Now, as we're leaving, picture this. This is the street, right? You see how this is a straight line? We're driving down the street. There's a car parked in the distance like that, in that exact position. We're driving like this, and you see a car parked like that. And there's a fence right here. Like, there's a fence right here, so it's like there's barely any space, and the car's parked like that. And we just driving off like that. Like, what the fuck? Where did this bitch come from? Mind you, I just told you we're in an abandoned construction site. Nobody was here, gang. There's a bitch parked like that. Out of nowhere, parked. She's not even parked regular. She's parked like that. And she's like maybe 50. And she got her back turned, and she's just staring there in the distance with a stick in her hand. And just imagine y'all see that. You're cooling right now with your mans. You having a good time. You high. In an abandoned construction site. And you just, out of nowhere, there's a bitch parked by herself. Recklessly. And she's standing there with her back turned with a stick in her hand. I'm like, alright, cool. This is upstate. Maybe y'all niggas do that here. Cool. We drive past her. She turned around and she grilling us. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, alright. Conjuring type shit, Insidious vibes. Cool. We drive past her maybe 20 feet max. My manager's daughter then parks into like this dead end, and she reverses. And I got so tight because I'm like, yo, we barely even... I'm low-key scared. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, when it comes down to human beings, I don't really fear human beings. I thought, like, I can't explain it, but the bitch gave me, like, demon vibes. I got, like, my soul felt uncomfortable seeing her, right? But look, she parks and she pulls into, like this dead end. And we're literally 20 feet away from the bitch, and it's dark. It's maybe, like, 10 o'clock, so you can't see nothing but headlights. We parked, and we got our back turned. And we see the headlights approaching. Matter of fact, I skipped the whole part. I skipped it. I'm like, yo, Gabby, that's her name, my manager's daughter. I'm like, do you know this lady? Like, she's like, yeah, I know this lady. I be seeing her here. Like, because I guess my manager's daughter be going to that spot. She's like, yeah, I see her. I've seen her there several times. Sometimes she be running through the woods by herself. And I'm looking at her like, what? Like, you be seeing this bitch run through the woods by herself, and you think nothing by it. You be with your friends, and you think, oh, shit, a bitch running through the woods by herself. I just thought that. I'm like, that's weird, but okay, cool. She starts, like, that just freaked me out, hearing that. Like, yo, I just saw her, she looked weird, and then you just told me some weird shit about her. Weird and weird go together. It's double weird. This bitch is weird. It just gave me creeped out. I felt creeped out, right? So now we see the headlights approaching. Mind you, I just realized this bitch is creepy. She be running through the woods by herself. I just saw her and she's parked there staring at something with a stick in her hand. What's up with her? We see the headlights approaching slowly. It's like you see headlights moving and then it stops. It's like she was driving slowly and then she was stopping. Driving, like, I'm not making this shit up. Like, I swear to God, this is what happened. She's driving slowly and then she'll stop. Tell me why the bitch stopped when the headlights, it was like, you know how you tell, I'm not sure if it's called tailgate, but you know how you put your headlights and you try to flash it in a nigga's face so he can't see? And she was at an angle where it's like she wasn't in front of us. She was approaching, we were like back here and she's approaching, like driving like in front of us, so like we wasn't gonna collide, but she's all the way in the distance. And she stopped with her shit flashed right in my eyes so we couldn't see. And then she stopped driving on purpose so the shit could just stay there. And I'm bugging out. I'm not gonna lie, I backed out my blade so quickly. on some crazy shit. Cause I'm like, yo, what's going on? What are we doing? Like, I'm about to stab this bitch. Like, what are you doing? I took off my seatbelt and I'm like, nah, like, this is creepy. Like, she about to get cut up here. Like, this is not about to happen right now. Like, I can't explain it. I be watching scary movies. This bitch gave me demon vibes. You understand me? You ever watch Conjuring, Insidious? You never seen a scary movie and the old lady bugging? That's what it gave me. It gave me those type of vibes. Like, she stopped slowly and then she stopped on purpose so that fucking the lights could beam and blind us and shit. The shit creeped me out. I'm back on my blade like, nah, we're not doing this. Like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, she just continued to drive off. And she drives off. And I'm just like, when I tell you that shit made me feel uncomfortable, it made me feel uncomfortable. Like, my soul, my spirit felt uncomfortable. Like, you ever like, and this is some real shit. I'm not sure if y'all ever like felt this or this has ever happened to you. But do you ever feel like your energy has been like disrupted or like bothered? You ever feel uncomfortable? Like, to the point where it's like, I don't like, because I understand this is funny, but I want to like break down how I really felt so y'all really like, y'all understand the story from a different perspective. Niggas, like, I felt creeped out. Like, this shit gave me spooky vibes, you feel me? I don't know. But I'm losing mad views right now. I'm off this. That shit was crazy. I thought I was about to stab some old lady. This shit, it just made me feel uncomfortable. Like, I'm like, what's that about? Like, you feel me? Bitch running through the woods by herself. She over here in the distance in a abandoned construction site. It's just me, myself, and this knife. Like, that shit freaked me out. But that's it. Am I bugging? I came on here to tell y'all this story. I just want to figure out if I'm bugging or not. Like, am I bugging for feeling that way? I want to make sure I'm not bugging for feeling that way. Because that shit creeped me out. That shit fucked up my energy. That shit was different. But, nah, that was different. Yeah, nah, I know I'm not bugging. I'm off this, though. That shit was creepy, though. That's pretty much what happened today. That shit was different. I ain't even... You know what it's like? Like, it's one thing to, like, fight a human being, but then it's like, you find a bitch that might be a demon or something. I don't know, I feel like that bitch was a demon. That shit creeped me out. I'm off this, though. I'm alive. I'm good. I love y'all. And I'm gonna talk to y'all. That shit was different. For those of y'all who didn't get to listen and watch it, that's what you call it. I'm sure one of my fan pages will probably screen record this shit. So y'all just, yo, the story is mad long and I'm not breaking that shit down again. So it's like, that shit was crazy. But yo, Spotify's on this. Spotify, I love you so much. That shit was creepy. I'm off this. I love y'all. Bye. Oh yeah, another thing. 20K dropping next Wednesday on my birthday. Boom. I'm out of here.